Imagine living in a country where a single accusation can change the fate of your entire family for generations. Imagine committing what the regime calls a political crime, perhaps something as small as speaking out, listening to a foreign radio broadcast, or even being suspected of disloyalty. In North Korea, not only you, but your children and grandchildren can be condemned to prison camps, regardless of their innocence or involvement. This is not just a punishment for the individual, but a sentence that stains the bloodline. This is North Korea's infamous three-generation rule, a chilling and systematic tool of control that ensures fear is passed down like an inheritance. If you're labeled an enemy of the state, your entire family is rounded up and imprisoned, often in the dead of night, with no warning or chance to plead your case. Innocence is irrelevant. Guilt is collective. Children born in these camps know nothing of freedom. They live and die as prisoners, their only crime being their bloodline. They inherit a life of forced labor, hunger, and constant surveillance. The psychological weight is immense. Every citizen knows that one misstep, one careless word could doom not just themselves, but their parents, siblings, and even unborn grandchildren. This policy turns every citizen into a guardian of their family's fate, forcing people to police their own thoughts and actions, and even those of their loved ones. It creates a society ruled by fear, suspicion, and silence. People are terrified not just for themselves, but for their descendants. The fear is generational, shaping how families interact, how children are raised, and how trust is built or destroyed. The family, once a source of comfort and support, becomes a liability, binding each person to the will of the state. Love and loyalty are weaponized, used to enforce obedience. This collective punishment is not just a policy, it is the very foundation of North Korean society. It is how the regime maintains its grip on power, ensuring that fear is ever present and rebellion is unthinkable. It's not about justice or even about retribution, it's about erasing dissent through terror, making sure that the cost of defiance is so high, no one dares to challenge the regime. The three-generation rule is a statement of the regime's total power over every individual and their lineage, a warning that no one is beyond its reach. This legacy of punishment sets the stage for understanding the brutal mechanics of this isolated nation, a place where fear is inherited and freedom is a distant dream. Outsiders call North Korea sinful, not for personal vices, but for the state's systematic oppression. The Kim dynasty's regime controls every aspect of life, enforcing loyalty through ideology and fear. Kuche, or self-reliance, justifies isolation and the deification of the supreme leader. Human rights abuses are rampant: political prison camps, public executions, and no due process. Basic freedoms, speech, movement, information, even food, are denied. North Korea's actions challenge the world's values of dignity and freedom. Its deliberate, sustained oppression earns its notorious reputation. For most North Koreans, food is a daily struggle. Meals are simple: rice or corn, kimchi, and whatever vegetables can be grown in small gardens. Protein is rare, meat is reserved for the elite or special occasions. The state's rationing system collapsed decades ago, forcing people to rely on informal markets or jangmadang. These markets are now the main source of food, but options depend on what little money families can gather. Malnutrition is widespread, especially among children, leading to stunted growth. The physical difference between North and South Koreans is a stark reminder of this deprivation. For most, life is about finding enough to eat, not choosing what to eat. The humble meal is a daily reminder of isolation and hardship. Survival is a constant, exhausting challenge. North Korean life is tightly scripted by the state from birth. Education is compulsory, but its main goal is indoctrination, not learning. Children are taught to revere the Kim family and memorize propaganda. Careers are assigned based on family background with little room for ambition. Workdays are long, followed by mandatory political sessions or rallies. Entertainment is state-produced and propagandistic. Independent art is forbidden. Even hobbies are communal and approved by the regime. Yet, people find small ways to escape, gathering quietly at home or secretly watching smuggled South Korean dramas. These risky acts of defiance show the human desire for connection and freedom. They are tiny cracks in the regime's control. North Koreans live under a maze of strict rules designed to enforce conformity. Appearance is regulated, only state-approved haircuts and modest clothing are allowed. Blue jeans and Western styles are banned as symbols of foreign influence. Every home has a radio fixed to state propaganda. TVs and computers access only the state intranet. Consuming foreign media is a serious crime, with special police units hunting violators. Movement is tightly restricted. Travel permits are required even to visit relatives. Pyongyang is off-limits to most, reserved for the loyal elite. The most dangerous rule: never criticize the leaders or government. Neighbors and even children are encouraged to report disloyalty. This creates a society of paranoia, where genuine conversation is rare. Loyalty must be performed at all times. Lapel pins, rallies, and public displays. One careless word can destroy entire families. Breaking the regime's rules brings swift, brutal punishment. Minor infractions mean public shaming or forced labor. Serious ones, like fleeing or owning a Bible, mean torture and prison camps. There are no fair trials. Guilt is assumed, and sentences are harsh. Political prison camps, or kwanliso, are vast complexes where tens of thousands endure forced labor, starvation, and abuse. Guards have absolute power. Executions are common for minor offenses. Children born in these camps know only suffering and hard labor. The three-generation punishment policy means entire families disappear. These camps are designed to crush hope and erase dissent. The fear of collective punishment paralyzes the population. The gulags are the regime's ultimate tool of terror. They ensure obedience through unimaginable suffering. The Kim dynasty's cult of personality is not just a feature of North Korean society, it is the very core of daily life, shaping everything from politics to personal beliefs. Every citizen is expected to show unwavering loyalty and reverence to the ruling family, and this devotion is woven into the fabric of the nation. Leaders are portrayed as divine figures, with fantastical stories and legends taught as absolute fact in schools and public spaces. Kim Il-sung, for example, is not just remembered as a leader. He is immortalized as the eternal president, a title that ensures his presence is felt in every aspect of North Korean life, even decades after his death. The birth of Kim Jong-il is surrounded by tales of miracles and supernatural events, such as the appearance of a double rainbow and a new star in the sky, all designed to reinforce his divine status. Official biographies go even further, attributing superhuman feats to the Kims. Stories claim they wrote operas, invented revolutionary technologies, and even achieved legendary golf scores, all to create an aura of infallibility. In this environment, questioning or doubting these myths is considered blasphemy, and can lead to severe punishment, ensuring that the population remains obedient and fearful. This elaborate mythology is not just for show. It serves to legitimize the hereditary rule of the Kim family, elevating them to a godlike status that is rarely challenged. Kim Jong-un, the current leader, continues this tradition with careful precision, modeling himself after his grandfather Kim Il-sung and blending the old cult of personality with a modern, sometimes approachable image. He is often seen at amusement parks, meeting foreign celebrities or inspecting troops, projecting both a softer side and a ruthless authority, reminding citizens and the world of his absolute control. Even the calendar is unique. North Korea uses the Juche calendar, which begins with Kim Il-sung's birth year, further embedding the family's legacy into everyday life. For North Koreans, the current year is not 2025, but Juche 114, a constant reminder of the regime's ideology and the centrality of the Kim family. These peculiarities, from the calendar to the myths, serve to isolate the nation from the outside world and reinforce the regime's carefully crafted narrative. They are not merely odd traditions, they are powerful tools of totalitarian control, shaping thought, behavior, and even memory itself. Ultimately, the mythos surrounding the Kim family is the unshakable foundation of the state's power, ensuring that loyalty to the dynasty is absolute and unbreakable. Beneath the surface, North Korea is changing in subtle, often unnoticed ways. While the country is known for its rigid control and isolation, daily life for ordinary citizens is quietly evolving, shaped by forces both internal and external. The failure of the state-run socialist economy has led to the rise of informal markets, known as Jangmadang. These bustling hubs have become essential for survival, providing food, clothing, and goods that the government can no longer reliably supply. In these markets, a new class of entrepreneurs is emerging, many of them women, who sell everything from homemade snacks to electronics smuggled from China. Their resourcefulness is quietly reshaping the country's economic landscape. At the top, the Donju, or masters of money, have amassed wealth and enjoy privileges unimaginable to most North Koreans. Their access to luxury goods, cars, and upscale shops in Pyongyang is creating new social divides, challenging the old order. The regime tolerates these markets out of necessity, knowing they prevent economic collapse. Yet, officials remain wary, fearing the independence and new ideas these spaces foster among the people. Technology too is making inroads. Mobile phones, though restricted to the state-controlled network, are now increasingly common, especially in urban centers like Pyongyang. For many, these devices are a window to the outside world, even if that window is tightly regulated. For the younger generation, technology is slowly altering how they communicate, share information, and even how they see themselves within society. Status is no longer defined solely by loyalty to the regime, but also by access to gadgets and information. Not all North Koreans are true believers. Younger generations, exposed to smuggled South Korean dramas, foreign music, and outside news, are often skeptical of the official narrative they've been taught since childhood. They see the growing gap between the regime's propaganda and the reality of their daily lives, leading many to quietly question what they've always been told. This quiet disillusionment is spreading, especially among the young, who gather in small groups to share doubts and dreams of something different. The Jangmadang markets and the growing skepticism among youth pose a subtle but significant, long-term threat to the regime's absolute control. Change in North Korea is slow, almost imperceptible at times, but it is happening, quietly, persistently, and always beneath the regime's ever-watchful eye. North Koreans endure relentless hardship, food shortages, lost freedoms, and constant fear. Their resilience is remarkable. When the state failed, they built their own markets and found ways to connect with the outside world. These are not passive victims, but people finding ways to assert their humanity. For outsiders, North Korea is a stark reminder not to take freedom for granted. Rights like free speech and movement are precious, not guaranteed. North Korea shows the dangers of unchecked state power and isolation. Learning about this country is a lesson in the value of human rights and the power of the human spirit. It challenges us to see beyond the regime to the millions living lives of quiet struggle and dignity. Their story is a call for empathy, awareness, and appreciation of our own freedoms.